registration exercise for 15 days from Wednesday the 12th of November 2025 to Wednesday the 26th of November 2025. This is to capture as many eligible voters as possible. If you are 18 years and above, or if you will be 18 years on or before the 30th of April 2026, a Zambian citizen and in possession of a Green National Registration Card (NRC), you qualify to register. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. The following services will be provided: new registrations, replacements of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open daily from 8 hours to 17 hours including weekends. Note that the 15 days of voter registration exercise will have 3 phases. The first 2 phases will last 4 days each, while the final phase will last 5 days. To find open registration centers, check on the Commission's website. Follow the link ovr.elections.org.zm/deployment-plan or dial short code *214# on mobile phones or visit any district registration centers or civic centers across the country. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Good evening. The time is 19:30. You're watching Kenmark Broadcasting Network. The top stories this hour: Oasis Forum postpones Friday's protest against Bill 7, opts for prayers and dialogue. Voter registration points experience impressive turnouts on the last day. And also in the news, CCP urges consumers to be cautious of unfair trading practices on Black Friday. And in foreign news, 24 Nigerian schoolgirls released over a week after abduction. Later on in sports, Spolopolo coach Moses Sichoni names 55-member provisional squad for AFCON tournament. To present the news in detail, my name is Mike Mwendatawi. The Oasis Forum has postponed Friday's peaceful march against the Constitutional Amendment Bill No. 7 of 2025. Yesterday, President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA charged that no one will be allowed to go into the streets and damage property. The head of state said there is hidden agenda behind the protests and possibly to reverse the gains that the UPND government has achieved since coming to power. In a statement issued this morning, Oasis Forum chairperson Beauty Kadewi said the forum has decided to hold intercession prayers which will be held at Pope Square on Friday at 08:30 hours. Ms. Katewe says this is in order to seek the face of God in the matter, even as the meeting stating that all have been invited and the dress code is black. Ms. Katewe says the adjournment allows space for dialogue. She says a meeting with President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA has since been scheduled at State House to take place on Friday in the afternoon, the same date as the planned date for the march. The mass voter registration exercise, which was extended by 15 days, has come to an end. A check by KBN TV news crew found long queues in some parts of Lusaka's voter registration centers where citizens were obtaining voter registration cards. The voter registration exercise commenced on 13th October with a target of registering 3.5 million new voters ahead of the 2026 general election. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, at its last update to the nation, stated that there will be no further extension to the voter registration exercise. This is despite different stakeholders describing the registration period as short and depth the ECZ target as unrealistic. As of 11th November 2025, the number of new registrations in the provisional register stood at 1,028,503, comprising of 478,295 males and 550,208 males. Here's a report.
On the last day of the mass voter registration exercise, a KBN TV news crew visited some registration centers and found long queues as eligible citizens were obtaining voter registration cards. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, commenced the voter registration exercise on October 13th with a target of registering 3.5 million new voters. As of November 11, 2025, the number of new registrations in the provisional register stood at over 1 million. Having extended the registration period for 15 days, ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Brown Kasaro said there will be no further extension beyond 26th November 2025. Meanwhile, an officer at a registration center in Lusaka's Kalingalinga Township told this reporter that the number of new registrations and replacements has been overwhelming in the last 2 weeks.
People are turning out in numbers, coming out in numbers. During the last day, especially yesterday, experienced a lot of people. I did about 100 plus. Yeah, I did about 100 plus, and I know off late. Yeah, like when we are starting, like earlier on when we came here, I told you people like we counted like low turnout, but as you can see, the numbers are increasing. Yeah, so I don't know how things will turn out even in the afternoon, but we are willing to register until the last person. That's the way to be. The last day, no extension, we are willing to register until the last person, until the last meeting.
But some stakeholders are still concerned that the ECZ might not manage to hit the targeted 3.5 million new registrations, a situation that will disenfranchise eligible citizens.
Speaker, in good time. There was an announcement by ECZ that an extension would be granted, which extension, Madam Speaker, expires today, the 26th of November. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, the target that was announced by ECZ in terms of capturing new registered voters, Madam Speaker, that target of 3.5 million voters has not been attained. And one of the reasons, Madam Speaker, it's a national challenge, is that most people failed to get NRCs and consequently failed to acquire the voter's card, either new ones or replacement.
The question that begs an answer is whether the Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ has met the 3.5 million target or not. Patricia Chilambikwa, reporting KBN TV News, Lusaka.
The Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, CCP, is warning consumers to be cautious of unfair trading practices during Black Friday sales. Speaking during a media briefing, CCP Executive Director Ms. Eunice Piri Hamamwa has urged consumers to be vigilant and practice responsible consumerism by shopping around, inquiring about warranties and guarantees, refund policies, and other factors surrounding transactions. She said common unfair trading practices include displaying disclaimers, misleading deals, fake discounts, defective and expired products. Ms. Hamamwa also said that the Commission will conduct inspections, awareness activities and market surveillance to ensure traders comply with the law, stating that penalties of non-compliance can be as high as 10% of annual turnover or 500,000 penalty units for individuals. She has encouraged consumers to report any unfair trading practices and promises to hold traders accountable. Here's a report.
Black Friday is fast approaching and shoppers are out in full force, snatching up deals and discounts at their favorite stores. But amidst the frenzy, the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission is warning consumers to be aware of unfair trading practices. Speaking during a media briefing today, CCPC Executive Director Eunice Piri urged consumers to be vigilant and inquire about warranties and guarantees, refund promises and other factors surrounding transactions. She said the Commission will conduct inspections, awareness activities and market surveillance to ensure traders comply with the law.
The Commission has, in previous Black Fridays, recorded an increase in number of cases of unfair trading practices, such as display of disclaimers, misleading deals, fake discounts, defective and expired products. Therefore, the Commission urges members of the public to be cautious of devious traders offering deceptive promotions during Black Friday. Unfair trading practices are very common during this period. As such, consumers are advised to be vigilant and practice responsible consumerism. By shopping around, inquiring on warranties and guarantees, refund policies, and other factors surrounding the transaction they are engaging in.
Ms. Piri further stated that CCPC is working around the clock to ensure a safe and fair shopping experience for all Zambians.
The Commission has heightened vigilance throughout the year by conducting inspections of trading premises, consumer awareness activities, and market surveillance through weekly price tracking. The Commission will further conduct various inspections, information desks in hot shopping zones, radio and TV programming, and other initiatives, and will not hesitate to hold traders accountable through investigations and subsequent paying of penalties, which can be as high as 10% of an enterprise's annual turnover.
Consumers are encouraged to shop smart, know their rights, and report any suspicious activities to CCPC. Elizabeth Kayombo, KBN TV News, Lusaka.
Mpolokoso Member of Parliament Brian Mundubile says President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA missed an opportunity to address issues affecting the nation, such as the high cost of living, during his press conference yesterday. Mr. Mundubile says the country also needed to hear about the immediate solutions government has over the ongoing energy crisis. He has appealed to the head of state to also look at the youths as partners in national development. Meanwhile, Lute Member of Parliament Mutugwi Kafwaya expressed concern over the president's remarks that certain people have so much hatred for him. Mr. Kafwaya says it is not fair to issue such statements because the Zambian people overwhelmingly voted for Mr. HICHILEMA in 2021.
You can't take presidency as a side activity. Presidency is a full-time job. Mr. President, presidency is a full-time job. We do not expect you to prioritize business and abandon the interests and aspirations of the Zambian people. The suffering of the Zambian people should be a priority. Presidency should be centered on finding solutions for the Zambian people. What we are seeing is that presidency is now a side activity. What is prioritized is actually business. Why do I say so? When there's a problem in the mining sector with the foreign entities, those challenges are resolved immediately because they concern business. When there are challenges with the export of power, any hurdles are resolved immediately. If there are challenges to export maize, those challenges are resolved immediately. But when it comes to resolving the challenges for the poor Zambians, the people that voted for you, we start getting excuses. Mr. President, presidency is a full-time job. We would want to urge the president to take presidency as a full-time job.
I'm very worried to hear the president saying that he thinks people really hate him or hate him because of where he comes from. I think that is very poor for President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA to continue thinking of himself in that fashion. Why do I say so? Just 4 years ago, the Zambian people gave him 2.8 million votes. And if people hate him because of where he comes from, why did they give him 2.8 million votes? When his closest rival was given 1 million less, 1.8. I think his claims are unjustifiable. They are inflammatory. The president should desist from making such pronouncements.
Speaking at the same event, PF Chairperson of Legal Affairs, George Sanga, says the UPND government should not think that the Oasis Forum has suspended its activities out of fear. He says the decision to postpone the protest that was scheduled for Friday has been done out of respect. Here's a clip.
How can somebody be so angry with the whole nation? How can somebody be so angry with certain sections of the nation that he is able to voice out in the fashion that he voiced out? At the time when somebody wants to hear the president speak about unity, he chose to speak about division. I was very astounded to hear the president warn citizens, especially citizens who have complied with the law. Because the Oasis Forum, in calling for this protest, they said we are going to ensure that we comply with the law. And indeed, they went ahead and complied with the law by notifying the police that they were going to organize a march past in protest against Bill 7. Between threats and requests for dialogue, the president sounded very angry and sounded very offended with certain sections of our society. And warned that in fact when they go out there, they are likely to find much more powerful people. And when they are sorted out, we should not blame the government. I have this analysis to make. We have between two sides. There's one side where there are people who have complied with the law and they want to go and demonstrate, which is allowed by the Constitution. We have on the other side, a group of who, for lack of a better term, I would call thugs, because they are not cadre. Because somebody can take an opportunity to go on his Facebook page and issue a warning to innocent citizens that if you're going to demonstrate as in compliance with the law, you're going to face me on the street. That is cadre. That is a declaration of intent to go and commit a serious offense. And we are in between these two positions, a Republican president. And with what I read in the Constitution, Zambians had the expectation of a certain tone that the president was going to use, and also give a certain direction on how the affairs of the nation was going to be conducted.
Citizens First President Harry Kalaba says Zambia is in urgent need of calm, constructive dialogue and strong leadership. And Mr. Kalaba has reminded President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA that repeatedly invoking the names of the deceased individuals brings renewed pain to grieving families. He says leadership is not about seeking praise but delivering development and upholding the national interest. Mr. Kalaba has since urged the president to work on uniting the country.
At a time when Zambia urgently needs calm, constructive dialogue, and strong leadership, it is regrettable that a platform meant to provide guidance was instead used to inflame emotions and deepen divides. We therefore call upon the President to urgently begin moderation, truthfulness, and national cohesion. The emotional outbursts we saw yesterday, driven by a personal perception of being hated, are unbecoming of the office he holds. Leadership is not about seeking admiration or demanding praise. It is about service. We do not seek public office so that people can love you. We seek it to deliver development and uphold the national interest. This shift from servant leadership to demanding affection is deeply troubling. Zambians want unity. They want stability. They want food on their tables. What they do not want is the concentration of power in one individual through a constitution-making process that excludes them. The President's repeated suggestion that criticism of Bill 7 is rooted in tribal hatred only confirms that these amendments are not for the people. They are designed to elevate his personal authority. President HICHILEMA continues to selectively manipulate history. He wrongly compares his approach to that of his predecessors. In December 1990, President Kenneth Kaunda conceded to constitutional change because it was demanded by the people, led by the people, and the voiceless majority. You once praised the Catholic bishops for standing up against Bill 10. Today, for standing against Bill 7, you accuse them of tribalism. My elder brother, it is not too late to apologize and withdraw this device.
We now take our first set of commercials. We'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect to DSTV Compact and GoTV Super Plus today and get the best football on us.
This is AFCON, my friend.
everything is a competition. Everything.
Join our family on Supersport for AFCON Morocco 2025, 21st December to 18th January. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
So here they come. It's a walk that few players get to make. It's a game the very best in the world get to play in.
The most watched annual sporting event in the world.
Lovely play by Lamine Yamal. Partey. Free kick is given. It's Rice again.
It's on every Tuesday, Wednesday. It's on another level. The Champions League on Supersport. The world's best football.
It's the UEFA Champions League. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic.
The story starts.
Quiet on the set.
Nobody does it like us. Nobody does it like you. Nobody else can look. You give me starry eyes. The way you read the room with no compromise. I wanna feel brand new. Make you feel brand
new. Lights out again? No problem. Who needs street lights when you've got screen lights? Grab your smartphones or tablets and experience uninterrupted entertainment with KBN TV's programming. Keep the fun rolling even when the power doesn't. Stay live, stay connected. KBN TV, the finest television.
When you have the internet, you have the news. But is everything online true? Breaking stories, live updates, debates, business, podcasts, sports, right in front of you. Social media has made everything easy for you to access. But is everything factual? Catch the Daylight Breakfast Show every Monday to Friday to kickstart your morning with latest stories and analysis. Catch Lunchtime Chat, keeping you up to date with on-ground stories. Tuesdays and Wednesdays has you hooked up with the Big Hour to discuss some of the biggest breaking stories in the country. Thursdays with State of the Nation, keeping you glued in the evening with the hottest issues in the country. And nothing beats KBN TV on weekends with entertainment 24/7. So if you want to get not only the best but the truth in current affairs, sports, business, entertainment, KBN TV is your finest television.
Need a clean that goes above and beyond? Sure Cleaners has got you covered. From pristine office cleaning to expert carpet, window and sofa care. Post-construction mess? Fumigation? Deep cleaning? No problem. We do it all. Call Sure Cleaners today at 0766 637 044 or visit www.surecleaners.com. Sure Cleaners, your one-stop shop for all your cleaning solutions.
Welcome back. We now continue with the news. President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA says a special desk for drivers has been created at State House to tackle matters that affect them. Mr. HICHILEMA says drivers matter to the government as they are critical to moving Zambia's economy. He says his advisory team will coordinate the drivers' desk and will work in collaboration with the technical committee made up of a select group of drivers to get first-hand guidance and alignment with these important stakeholders. Mr. HICHILEMA says this is in line with the commitment made to the drivers before forming government. Lumezi constituency Member of Parliament Lufeo Ngoma says the new ambulance procured using the Constituency Development Fund has brought much needed relief to the people of Lumezi. Ngoma stressed that Lumezi's vast terrain, which includes both valley and plateau areas, makes the ambulance a vital asset in saving lives. On September 17, 2025, President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, represented by the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gifts Lubalo, handed over 119 ambulances to various constituencies, including Lumezi.
We are as well very grateful, Mr. President, Lumezi District. We did receive the ambulance and is doing miracles here. Our district is unique because the terrain is different. We have the valley part, which is also the biggest part of Lumezi. 3 chiefs live down the valley, 70 km away from here, which is very difficult and hot indeed. So the ambulance is doing massive, and we have a plan in the pipeline that we take 1 ambulance to be stationed right in the valley so that the new ambulance can now also be servicing the other part of Lumezi district, the plateau area. The valley will station 1 ambulance which will be servicing the valley part, and also to reduce it in terms of movement and also go the T and wear of the new ambulance. So we are happy that we have a new ambulance and we are part of the beneficiaries and the new donor administration. So thank you, Mr. President. I know it's not just Lumezi that received the ambulance, but all the constituencies, all the districts. I'm a proud member of Parliament when I see such things happening, and I believe that many good things are still coming. We have 40 million already, which we have not even touched even a coin, and a lot of good things in 2026. People expect a lot of good things in 2026.
Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Nicholas Piri, has reaffirmed Zambia's support for the draft work program and budget of UN Habitat for 2026. This was during the Executive Board session held in Nairobi. Mr. Piri said Zambia appreciates UN Habitat's continued work, particularly efforts aimed at reducing spatial inequalities, strengthening climate resilience, and improving urban crisis response. He says as countries face rapid urbanization, climate shocks, and limited public financing, UN Habitat's role remains vital. Mr. Piri says there are no 2 key issues that Zambia believes require urgent attention. He says these are strengthened country-level presence and improved resource mobilization and balanced funding. He has since called on for a more predictable and enhanced country-level presence in order to effectively support national and local government. Mr. Piri has also raised concern over the high proportion of NMAT funding relative to core resources. This is contained in a statement issued by the Ministry of Local Government Principal Public Relations Officer Liseli Kanyanga.
First issue concerns strengthening country-level presence and responsiveness. Zambia underscores the need for enhanced country-level presence, including predictable technical support to ensure effective implementation of the program outputs at national and local government levels. Many of the priority areas in the 2026 plan, particularly urban planning, climate action, and crisis response, require consistent in-country engagement. While the strategic plan, as presented yesterday, outlined key mechanisms for advancing UN Habitat's decentralization agenda through strengthened regional structures, the corresponding country-level arrangements remain insufficiently articulated in both the strategic plan as well as the work program. We therefore submit the need for clear, well-defined country-level engagement frameworks that specify modalities for technical support, coordination with national governments, presence on ground, and accountability.
A Chinese delegation from Yaling City has confirmed a major agricultural project for the cultivation of traditional medicines and spices. Yaling City representative Zhao Fang says they will test Zambian land for suitability and will invest 280 million Chinese renminbi, about 40 million United States dollars into the sector. She says the project will introduce advanced agricultural technology and will create new job opportunities for the local citizens. The delegation also announced a $10 million investment into the mining sector. Ms. Fang said this during a meeting with the Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet and Zambia Development Agency DG in Lusaka.
Investment about the spice market and also Chinese traditional herbal medicine.
因为我们必须要测试周边的这个土壤以及它的环境适合种植哪一种香料以及中药材。
We're going to taste the fertile and the land here is it fruitful to make the Chinese herbal medicines and also the planting agricultural practices.
之后的话呢，得到这个测验的结果之后，我们会对这个种植的土地进行大规模的这个去筛选。
After that, we are going to select the good land and a good soil fertility. It is better to offer fertile. So much.
And Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet for Finance and Economic Development, Siazongo Siagalenge, has assured investors that they are free to repatriate their profits to their home countries after paying taxes. He says Zambia has continued creating a favorable business environment for both local and foreign investors.
It's very, very conducive to serious business investments. And your investment, after you have made it, will be protected by the Zambian laws. Nobody will take away your investment. Once you have made profits, you have paid your taxes, you are free to repatriate your profits after tax. And no interference in your investment. But at the same time, the Zambian government would like to encourage you to see whether you could also possibly consider going into joint ventures with the Zambian government. That's a good way of securing your investment, because you'll be standing from the same side when
we take our last set of commercials. We'll be back with foreign and sport news. Stay with us.
Our media house is committed to upholding the highest standards of professional conduct and ethics. As part of our dedication and responsible journalism, we have subscribed to the Code of Ethics established by the Media Self-Regulation Council of Zambia, MSCZ. We value your feedback and take any concerns regarding our content or professional behavior seriously. If you feel aggrieved by any aspect of our operations, we encourage you to reach out to the MSCZ Media Ethics and Complaints Committee for assistance and resolution. To lodge a complaint or seek redress, you can contact the MSCZ Ethics and Complaints Committee via email at mselfregulation@gmail.com or by calling the dedicated mobile number for media violations at 260-777-348695. Alternatively, you may also send your complaints in writing to the following address: Chairperson, MSCZ Media Ethics and Complaints Committee, PO Box 32295, Lusaka, Zambia. We appreciate your support in helping us maintain the highest standards of professionalism and integrity in our journalism. MSCZ Media Ethics and Complaints Committee, promoting a professional and ethical media in Zambia.
Hi!
Hi, baby.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Mwah, mwah.
Young lady, where are you coming from?
Did Grandma call you?
Is that why you are late?
Yes. I escorted Grandma to replace her voter's card.
Don't lie, you just want to see your boyfriend. You, Richard, behave. But I thought the registration has closed.
No, actually, they have extended and they're offering new registrations, replacement of lost, destroyed, or defaced voters' cards. So all those that have not yet registered can still go and register.
Okay, darling. Can't shout over
Tale to go and register because she didn't.
Yes, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has extended the voter registration for 15 days. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. The following services will be provided: new registrations, replacements of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors, and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open daily from 08 to 17 hours including weekends. Note that the 15 days of voter registration exercise will have 3 phases. The first 2 phases will last 4 days each, while the final phase will last 5 days. To find open registration centers, check on the Commission's website. Follow the link ovr.elections.org.zm/deployment-plan or dial short code *214# on mobile phones, or visit any district registration centers or civic centers across the country. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
The Information and Communications University is complementing government effort in promoting legal and safe mining for all Zambians. ICU is offering a short practical training course to artisanal and small-scale miners and those who intend to venture into mining. This training covers identification of rocks and minerals, mining operations and equipment, health and safety in mining, environmental protection, licensing and compliance. Qualifications: National Registration Card NRC. Apply now at www.icuzambia.net. For more information, contact the ICU School of Mines, Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining at +260 763 302 596 or +260 973 263 492. For analysis of mineral samples, contact the ICU School of Mines Laboratory at +260 973 263 492 or +260 977 833 434.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect to DSTV Compact and GoTV Super Plus today and get the best football on us.
Welcome back. And now foreign news. A group of 24 Nigerian girls who were abducted from their boarding school over a week ago have been released, the country's president said. Armed assailants stormed the government girls' comprehensive senior secondary school in Nigeria's Kebbi State on 17th November, killing one staff member and abducting 25 students. One was able to escape soon after. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu praised security forces for their swift response to the incident, although the circumstances of the girls' release remained unclear. Africa's most populous nation has suffered a spate of abductions in recent years, with more than 250 children abducted from a Catholic school last Friday still missing. In a statement, a special advisor to the president confirmed that all the girls taken from the school in Kebbi State had been accounted for, noting that the incident triggered copycat kidnappings in two other Nigerian states. Tinubu said that more personnel will be deployed to vulnerable areas to prevent further incidents of kidnapping. And now in sports news. Chipolo Polo coach Moses Sechoni has unveiled his 55-member provisional squad for the Morocco 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The 55-member list is in respect of the CAF deadline for teams to submit their provisional squads ahead of the AFCON, which will take place from December 21st to January 18th. In a statement issued by the first media team, Sechoni drafted 21-year-old Manchester City defender Tedeo Katongo and Austrian-based Jack Kalins Lane. The co-ops for Katongo and Lane are part of the wider Disparate Talent Search program undertaken by FAS in an effort to reinforce the national team. Sichoni has also given some standout players from the Under-17 FIFA World Cup project a look in, like Jonathan Kalimina, Abel Nyorongu and Christo Chitambala. Other newbies include Saka Zimba of Scottish side Ivanis Caledonia Tiso and Frank Cheleshe of Locomotive Tbilisi. The team will be trimmed to 28 as per CAF guidelines before zeroing into the final tournament squad, which will have 23 players unless the participating opts to add extra. Zambia is in Group A alongside Morocco, Mali and Comoros. Well, that brings us to the end of our main news, but before we go, let's take a look at the stories that made headlines. Oasis Forum postpones Friday's protest against Bill 7, opts for prayers and dialogue. Voter registration points experience impressive turnouts on the last day. CCP urges consumers to be cautious of unfair trading practices on Black Friday. And in sports and in foreign news, 24 Nigerian schoolgirls released over a week after abduction. And in sports, Chipolopolo coach Moses Sichoni names 55-member provisional squad for AFCON. My name is Mike Mwendetabe. You have a good evening.